Hull, open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
We're back home, baby. Let's go. Back in the W column. Well, I got the challenge. Hey, that's a big job, baby. Point guard.
You know, obviously we lost our last two, but I think, I don't know, that LA one felt good for us because we didn't quit. And then, you know, life happened the other night at the Valley, so we could have looked at it like, oh, woe is me, and, you know, we don't have enough players, and we didn't. So shout out to our group for just staying like confident and staying ready because, you know, it's a professional league and we have to be ready, and we can't make too many excuses about it because no one's going to hand us anything. So we might as well look at it for what it is and keep showing up.
Tonight?
Unbelievably proud. I think this is the most resilient team I've ever been a part of, and I say that wholeheartedly. We've had a lot of mishap happen throughout the course of the season. I think throughout the course of it all, we stay resilient, and you guys get to see us at our best when we stay together and be resilient. So shout out to my girls tonight because I think it took everybody. Everyone played a piece, played a role, and I think that's how we got the dub.
I mean, you guys are unfortunately kind of familiar with injury updates this season, but I imagine yesterday's was probably pretty tough. Just what's the reaction been from you guys, the players, the coaches, to losing Sid and Ari?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, just brokenhearted for them. You know, they're two really good people that you hate to see this happen to. You know, they've been an integral part of what we've been doing, and so hate it for them. You know, unfortunately, it's part of the deal, and we've got to roll with it. And you know, we've got players in that locker room who believe in one another. Players in that locker room who are as competitive as all get out. We've got versatility, and it's going to have to be on full display. You know, so I think now it's about playing to honor them. Right, and playing for them.
Means you don't have any healthy point guards and you're not able to sign anyone for tonight's game. Just for tonight specifically, what is your plan kind of running point?
We'll have to do it by committee, certainly. I mean, we've been utilizing AB to initiate offense throughout the course of the season, so we'll use her, continue to use her. Sophie, at times this season, particularly early, ran some of the point for us as well. So we'll utilize her and, you know, Kelsey can initiate offense too. So I think the most important thing is that we aren't going to be able to do every play in our arsenal. We'll have to play a big lineup. We'll have to simplify. But we've got players who are capable of getting us into offense, and we'll utilize them in such a way.
Williams going to have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Hull, open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Lexie Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for two more.
For weeks, Lexie Hull had been battling a mental war with herself. Each missed shot seemed to chip away at her confidence, and the slump just wouldn't end. This wasn't a rough night or even a couple of bad games. It was the toughest shooting stretch of her pro career. Over the 2 weeks leading up to the clash with Chicago, Hull hit just 2 of her last 25 attempts from deep. Her mom hadn't witnessed her sink a three-pointer since August 1st against Dallas. Coach Stephanie White was forced to adjust her rotations in real time, piecing together a new game plan on the spot. She mentioned a by-committee approach to handling the offense, which, in plain terms, means the team was entering uncharted territory without a clear roadmap. Doubts began swirling among fans about whether this Fever squad could truly weather adversity. With the trade deadline already in the rearview, the front office had no moves left to make. This was the roster they were riding with. The Chicago Sky likely saw this as the golden opportunity they'd been waiting for. A shorthand Indiana team, missing its biggest star, looking vulnerable. After all, the Sky had been beaten by the Fever in every matchup this season. On paper, this was their shot at revenge. But what the Sky didn't realize was that Indiana had been quietly building something special all year. This wasn't going to be another story of collapse. This was the setup for a showcase in team-first basketball and relentless determination. And the stage was perfectly set for an unlikely hero to rise and turn the game upside down. And then came the gut punch that made a bad night even worse. In the fourth quarter of that same game, Ari McDonald suffered a broken bone in her right foot. 2 point guards. One game. Both out for the season. Suddenly, the Fever's depth chart at the 1 spot was completely wiped out. In basketball, playing without your primary floor leader is already a challenge. But losing the backup and the safety net behind her? That's the kind of situation coaches and fans alike dread. Fever were already feeling the impact of Caitlin Clark's absence since July 15th, sidelined with quad and groin injuries and no clear timetable for her comeback. But the situation took an even harsher turn in the matchup against Phoenix. Early in the first quarter, Sydney Coulson went down with a devastating left knee injury, an ACL tear that played out in real time before fans' eyes. Just like that, her season came to an abrupt and heartbreaking end. Imagine the scenario every Fever fan dreads: 2 crushing defeats in a row, completely out of the blue. Not long ago, Indiana was flying high, steamrolling opponents to kick off their West Coast swing. But then came the reality check. First Phoenix, then Los Angeles, delivering back-to-back gut punches. These weren't ordinary setbacks. They were the kind of losses that shake your confidence and raise serious questions about whether this team's playoff dreams can stay alive. Caitlin Clark's reaction to Lexie Hull's big shot told the whole story. From the bench, she watched her teammate finally snap out of a cold streak, draining a clutch 3-pointer. But that moment was just the spark for what turned into one of the Indiana Fever's most commanding wins of the season. Missing their star floor general and without a natural point guard in the lineup, many expected the Fever to stumble. Instead, they put on a clinic in grit and teamwork, a performance that screamed playoff potential. The Chicago Sky had no answer for the onslaught. If you're proud of Lexie and this Fever squad, drop a Fever show in the comments. Let's keep the energy going.
What was kind of the last month like? How do you stay out of your head or listen to the right people? What is that balance like? As you know what you need to do. Take us kind of what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's focusing on doing the right thing, taking the right shots, being in the right place, focusing less on the outcome of things. Missed shots happen. It's going to happen in everyone's career. And to just really focus on getting the next good one. I think that's the whole mindset. And we know we have confidence in every single person on every shot that they take. So, just keep shooting.
Hull's slump had reached the point where it was hard to watch. Wide open looks, the kind she usually buried without a second thought, were now rimming out. You could see the hesitation creeping in, replacing her quick trigger with second-guessing. Her smooth, natural shooting motion was being hijacked by doubt, and every missed 3-pointer only tightened the grip. What used to be instinct was turning into overthinking, trapping her in a mental cage of her own making.
And then Lexie, what was it like to finally break out of that slump, and especially on a night when when they needed you to?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It feels good to see the ball go through the net. But I think, every game, regardless, you're making shots, you're not, it feels really, really good to have your teammates behind you, and I definitely feel that every day, and it's fun. It was fun today to get to celebrate some of those.
Matchup against Phoenix was rock bottom for Hull's shooting woes. She managed just 1 of 11 from the field, went 0 for 8 from beyond the arc, and finished with only 2 points, arguably her toughest defensive performance of the season. After the game, teammate Kelsey Mitchell shared a heartfelt moment with her, reminding Hull that she was still counting on her to deliver the intangibles and energy she brings to the team every single night.
Oh, open 3. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Hull benches up. Caitlin Clark with a big grin.
Then came the turning point against Chicago. Hull caught the ball and stepped confidently into her first 3-point attempt of the night. With Caitlin Clark watching intently from the bench, the release had that old, familiar spin. The shot sailed high, cut clean through the air, and dropped straight through the net. From the sideline, Clark erupted, springing to her feet in celebration as if she had been the one to knock it down.
Again, no Sydney Coulson out for the year with the ACL tear. Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul. He's dealt with so much scoring adversity lately.
Yeah, terrific baseline execution. She comes off the curl. Tell you what, this Fever team is going to be very dangerous, no matter the roster.
Oh, Lexie Hull! Heat checking her napalm era right now.
That one make was all it took to open the floodgates. Hull's confidence came rushing back, and suddenly she was actively seeking her next look from deep. She closed the night hitting 4 of her 6 attempts from beyond the arc, but the numbers only told part of the story. What unfolded on the court was a player reclaiming her identity in real time. Hull was cutting with purpose again, reading the defense instinctively, and playing with a renewed sense of freedom.
Lexie, that final three-pointer kind of felt like the perfect end of that night. Just, if you could just talk to me about the celebration, how much of a relief that was for you, just kind of to punctuate it like that.
I mean, it's fun. The crowd was behind us today. It's fun to walk out of the gym on a high note and on a make. And I saw the time going down, so I was trying to pull out my inner Kelsey Mitchell.
Hull's plus 22 plus minus spoke volumes. Her impact stretched far beyond the points she scored. With 17 in a season-best performance, she proved that sometimes, all it takes is one made shot to flip the entire script. Her teammates fed off the energy. Aaliyah Boston flashed the three-point signal with both hands. Sophie Cunningham wrapped Hull in a celebratory hug. Meanwhile, Chicago had no clue they were on the verge of witnessing a full-scale team takeover.
Crazy that I'm like, when the song comes on, just like it's all there. Like, you just gotta believe it, and I think Lexie knows that we believe in her. Our last game in Phoenix, I think we all were just a bit emotional about everything, and I think me and Lexie had an emotional moment because no one shot well, and I want her to know that we gonna count on her for what she brings to the table every night, and I'm gonna always stand by my teammates, so you never have to worry about that.
Kelsey Mitchell had never been tasked with running a full offense in her WNBA career. But desperate times demand bold adjustments. Known primarily as a pure scorer, Mitchell had built her name on putting up points, not racking up assists. Year after year, she posted career highs in scoring while keeping her playmaking numbers modest. This was a player wired to hunt buckets above all else.
Yeah, Kelsey, you obviously had to play out of position tonight, kind of fill in that point. You had a season high 8 assists. Just how did you try to embrace that for this game and kind of?
Oh man, I haven't played point guard. I was telling the girls I haven't played point guard maybe since college, and so that was different. But I think it brings out the vulnerable side of me, the leadership in which I need to keep getting better at and keep growing at. I think being in this PG position kind of helps with that. And I think I believe in my team. So seeing my assists, go up is just because of these girls. We have an unbelievable chemistry when it comes to, seeing and reading each other. So I think they made me look good tonight.
Running the point means giving up some of your own scoring chances to create opportunities for others. A mindset completely opposite to the instincts Mitchell had honed over 7 seasons in the league. Coach Stephanie White noted that Mitchell had stepped into a facilitator role in spurts this season, working alongside Aaliyah Boston and Sophie Cunningham. But steering the offense as the full-time floor general? That was uncharted territory.
Just to add to that, I think Kelsey's not giving herself enough credit. Her and Sophie putting themselves before the team, making sure that they're sacrificing, playing out of position, doing things that they don't normally do, maybe uncomfortable, but I think they both really did a great job of sacrificing in those moments and doing what the team needed to do.
My girl, sexy Lexie.
The opening possessions made it clear there would be a learning curve. Mitchell had to reprogram her basketball instincts on the fly. Instead of immediately hunting her own shot, her natural first instinct, she now had to scan the court, read the defense, and deliver the ball to whoever had the best look. It was a complete shift in how she approached each possession.
Coming off the screen, trying to create some separation. Dumps it up to Boston. It trickles in.
Then, something shifted. Mitchell began reading the floor with fresh eyes, spotting passing lanes she'd never looked for as a shooting guard. Her court vision expanded, and suddenly she was threading precision passes through tight gaps in the defense. Teammates were getting easy looks at the rim, some so perfectly set up, they seemed almost caught off guard by how open they were.
We're settled here in the half court. Nurse loses at Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
The transformation was striking. Mitchell wasn't merely keeping the offense afloat, she was orchestrating it like a veteran floor general. Coach White had predicted they'd need to simplify the playbook and lean on a bigger lineup. But Mitchell's execution made it look far more polished and controlled than anyone expected.